We're going to begin with news affecting all of us at this broadcast and this network. CBS News has suspended our co-host Charlie Rose over allegations of sexual misconduct.
The Washington Post, as you have heard, published claims from 8 women who all worked or wanted to work for his PBS program. And they describe Rose making unwanted sexual advances in the 1990s through 2011. Bianna Golodryga is here with the allegations and Charlie's response to them. Bianna, good morning.
Gayle, good morning. This one does hit close to home. We've been able to reach out to one of those accusers. She didn't want to go on camera, but confirms that the reporting is accurate. Additional women have since spoken out to Business Insider and the New York Times. Some say he groped them or exposed himself to them, and many paint a picture of a respected figure abusing his position.
I think that you can't understate, the level of influence and power that a man like Charlie Rose has.
Washington Post reporter Amy Britton spent weeks reaching out to Rose's former employees and job seekers. Several described Rose putting his hand on their legs, sometimes their upper thigh. One said he groped her breasts as she drove him in a car. 2 women said he walked naked in front of them after taking a shower.
Some critics might say, well, why were they in the position, to see him naked? But the thing about Charlie Rose is that he would commonly require his employees to come over to his private homes.
He allegedly invited one woman to his home on Long Island while considering her for a job. She described crying the entire time as he reached down her pants. Rose tweeted a statement yesterday evening saying, "I deeply apologize for my inappropriate behavior. I'm greatly embarrassed. I have behaved insensitively at times, and I accept responsibility for that. Though I do not believe that all of these allegations are accurate." Rose explained, "I always felt that I was pursuing shared feelings, even though I now realize I was mistaken."
This is the CBS News Night Watch.
Good morning.
During a long career in journalism, Rose earned multiple Emmys and a Peabody Award.
This is Charlie Rose.
But it's his signature interview program that made him a household name. In 2014, he was one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world.
He has such power over the show. He owns the show. There is no human resources department in the Charlie Rose show. Many of these women said that even if they wanted to file an official complaint, they wouldn't even know who to go to.
One of the accusers, former assistant Kyle Godfrey Ryan, said in a Facebook post that the work environment at the Charlie Rose show supported a spectrum of misconduct from unhealthy boundaries to outright physical abuse. She's one of 2 women who told the Washington Post they reported Rose's behavior to the show's executive producer Yvette Vega. She claims Vega would shrug and just say, "That's just Charlie being Charlie." In a statement to the Post, Vega wrote, "I should have stood up for them. I failed. It is crushing. I deeply regret not helping them."
The Charlie Rose program airs on PBS and then re-airs on Bloomberg. Both networks have suspended the program. Charlie Rose has co-hosted this broadcast since its debut in 2012. He's also a contributing correspondent to 60 Minutes. In a statement, CBS News says he's suspended immediately while we look into the matter. These allegations are extremely disturbing, and we take them very seriously. The Washington Post reporter told us more than a dozen other women have reached out wanting to speak or share their stories since this article appeared yesterday. And Norah, as tough as this story is, it's important that we cover it the same way we covered the other ones.
Well said, Bianna. Thank you. And Gayle, I know you and I have talked a lot about this, and it takes a lot of courage for these women to come forward. And I think that they should continue to do something.
We hope that they will continue to speak up.
Yeah. I also want to say that this is a moment that demands a frank and honest assessment about where we stand and, more generally, the safety of women. Let me be very clear. There is no excuse for this alleged behavior. It is systematic and pervasive. And I've been doing a lot of listening, and I'm going to continue to do that. This I know is true. Women cannot achieve equality in the workplace or in society until there is a reckoning and a taking of responsibility. I'm really proud to work at CBS News. There are so many incredible people here, especially on this show, all of you here. This will be investigated. This has to end. This behavior is wrong, period.
I certainly echo that, and I I have to say, Norah, I really am still reeling. I got an hour and 42 minutes of sleep last night. Both my son and my daughter called me. Oprah called me and said, "Are you okay?" I am not okay. After reading that article in the Post, it was deeply disturbing, troubling, and painful for me to read. That said, I think we have to make this matter to women, the women that have spoken up, the women who have not spoken up because they're afraid. I'm hoping that now they will take the step to speak out too, that this becomes a moment of truth. You know, I've enjoyed a friendship and a partnership with Charlie for the past 5 years. I've held him in such high regard, and I'm really struggling because what do you say when someone that you deeply care about has done something that is so horrible? How do you wrap your brain around that? I'm really grappling with that. That said, Charlie does not get a pass here. He doesn't get a pass from anyone in this room. We are all deeply affected. We are all rocked by this. And I want to echo what Norah said. I really applaud the women that speak up despite the friendship. He doesn't get a pass because I can't stop thinking about the anguish of these women. What happened to their dignity, what happened to their bodies, what happened maybe to even their careers. I can't stop thinking about that and the pain that they're going through. I also find that you can hold two ideas in your head at the same time. You can grapple with things. And to be very honest with you, I'm still trying to process all of this. I'm still trying to sort it out because this is not the man I know, but I'm also clearly on the side of the women who have been very hurt and very damaged by this. And I'm going to, you know, I haven't spoken to him. Have you spoken to him? I haven't spoken to him. I intend to speak to him, certainly later today. But I'm very sorry, and I'm very glad that they have spoken up.
Well said. We are going to continue to do our reporting on this story and other allegations that have come forward, and we're going to continue.
Can I just say this, Norah? We have a great team here, and we are all, as you said, very committed to bringing you the news, even when it affects us so deeply. None of us ever thought that we'd be sitting at this table in particular telling this story, but here we are. But we will continue to report the news as we always have.